Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. This is season 6, episode 20. Kind of all of them for the past 6 seasons. This is 259 episodes. I'm Craig.
I'm Sean.
And Sean's here. For just taking a week
Hey.
off, so Sean is here joining me tonight for a wonderful, fun-filled episode. I'm assuming. We didn't really plan this. So, I mean, we never really plan our episodes anyway, so, it is what it is. How are you?
I'm good. The
Good.
fantasy playoffs are upon us soon. One
They
more week
they are. Are you?
before most playoffs begin.
That's true. That's true. Before we get to the beer, are you in any playoffs?
I am fighting for two playoff spots right now.
Hmm.
So
Very
let's hope
nice.
that and one just league just kind of fell apart this year. Too many injuries.
That would be our league. That'd be our league.
Yeah. Yep.
But I appreciate the trade for Jacobs anyway. So it's helped. It's helped.
Hey, draft capital, baby. Draft capital for next year.
Yeah, but let's get into the drinks. Sean, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Fat Orange Cat Baby Elves.
Ah, excellent.
Ah, yeah.
I remember when that used to be very hard to find.
Mm.
Actually, a lot of stuff from Fat Orange Cat used to be very hard to find, and now it's not.
How about you, Craig? What are you drinking?
So I already put it in a glass before we started this, so no can, no can effect, but this is a beer, by Space Cat Brewing Company. They are local. They're in Norwalk. This beer is called the Yule Cat. It's a Bier de Nul. I know I pronounced that very stupidly. It's their holiday ale, and it is 7%.
Ah.
And holiday ales. Everyone makes them like a tad different depending on like if they spice them a lot. This one is very. So if you take, let's say, if you take Two Roads holiday ale for as an example, like theirs generally is very, depending on the year, it's very spiced or it's very molassesy. Molassesy. That's not a word, but this beer in particular that I have in my hand, it's not too spiced. It's more. It reminds me more of a lager, but it's thicker and it's smoother. So it's very easy to drink, and you wouldn't really guess it's 7% because there's kind of like no hard hitting flavor
Okay.
that hits you. So, but yeah,
Those are the best kind.
they are, and I haven't been to this brewery yet, even though I work in said city of Norwalk, but yeah, we'll have to go there one day.
Definitely. Always up for a little road trip to a brewery.
Yes. Norwalk is a giant pain in the ass to get to, but that's a different story about Craig sitting in traffic. Anyway, yeah. So let's do some burning hot takes. Would you like to give or receive? Is there anything pressing in your mind about football or life and anything at all?
Well, he just got the news today that Matt Areza, who, if anybody does not know, was a punter drafted by the Bills in the 6th round of this last draft,
Yeah.
but then was cut because of sexual abuse charges that came up with him. And today it was announced that no charges are going to be filed against him or the ex-teammates from San Diego State. So this guy. So my question is how do you feel? I mean, the punter, we don't care about that, but on a more other kind of level, is it like fair that he loses his way that he was going to make his money for his life because of charges that never were filed? Because who knows if he's ever going to get a chance again, make the money he was going to make.
Right.
Or should he get a second chance like some other people, Watson?
Yeah, I mean, if we use Watson as as a very bad example, um, he now that he's been cleared, as apparently he's been, from what I've read, it looks like he's been cleared because it said that was after they apparently had 10 different search warrants and like talked to like 35 witnesses, and there was some type of cell phone video involved. So, seeing as he's cleared his name, he probably will get another chance. He might have to go play in Canada or
Mm.
the XFL for a year or two and come back. He's never going to be a Bill again. But
Oh, I personally don't think he's gonna get an NFL job. I,
I mean,
they make exceptions for
they do,
quarterbacks and
they
stuff
do.
like that, but for this punter, I don't think that he's gonna see the NFL ever again.
Um, you're probably right because if the bigger star you are and the bigger contracts you can draw, then yeah, you're definitely going to get second chances, even if you don't
Mhm.
deserve them, Deshaun. Um, but yeah, and the Browns are playing the Bengals this week, so that'll be something. Um, but yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he's gonna come. I don't think he'll be in the NFL again. Will he play in another league? Probably. I mean, I hope he finished whatever his major was,
Yeah, he might need it.
or he might have to just go get another one.
Uh,
Um, and I'm not how sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works with like rookie contracts.
mhm.
Like, I'm sure he got some money, but yeah, no, he's not gonna get. He's not gonna get what he thought he was.
Oh
His
yeah,
career was gonna be. Because let's face it, out of everyone in the that plays football, if you're a punter or kicker, you generally have the most longevity out of anyone that plays.
that is true. That is true.
Like he easily. So what is he? He was 21. He could easily, being a punter, barring any weird.
20-year career.
Yeah, exactly. Barring any crazy weird roughing the kicker penalty or whatever, he could easily play for the next 20 years. You know.
All right.
So
So how about you, Craig? What do you got for your burning hot take?
yeah. So since he's been drafted, everyone knows I have not been a Baker fan. I said in this podcast when he was drafted that he was not going to last in the NFL for XYZ reason, especially with how he was in college
Mm.
and getting tackled by police off of a wall. But he
Hey, he
has
made
been.
it longer than Johnny Manziel.
This is true. This is true. This is true. He was cut by the Panthers.
Mhm. Mhm.
Everyone thought he was going to go to San Francisco, but I didn't think that was going to happen partly because of Christian McCaffrey being there. I'm sure he had some type of. I'm sure if someone in the 49ers went up to him and said, hey, should we sign Baker? I'm sure he had some input. But Baker is now a Ram. Does it matter? Like, for the Rams
Season?
or for his. Like, is he going to be a Ram next year? Like, does this matter?
I
I mean,
mean,
it
this
makes.
season?
Yeah.
No, doesn't matter. I mean, they're not going anywhere. Um, will he get a shot? I don't know. I mean, he's gonna have to know the playbook before they put him in anyway. So we're gonna probably have you know, couple more weeks of the other guys anyway. So I don't think it matters. But are they trying to say, hey, we're gonna give this guy a shot next year? Because we all know that Matt Stafford's getting up there in age anyway.
Yep.
Um, maybe. Maybe they have him in there for competition against whoever they draft or whatever they're
Well, and
planning.
remember, they don't have their pick.
Hmm.
They traded their pick away to Detroit.
Yeah.
So, if the Rams, theoretically, if the
Oh
Rams
yeah, they
lose the
probably don't
rest of
have.
their games,
That's right. They probably don't have a pick for another couple of years, right?
yeah, I'd have to look it up. I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, let's say hypothetically the Rams lose, they lose
Oh,
out the
that one Super
season.
Bowl was enough.
Exactly, they lose out the season. They would have probably a top 5 pick. They don't have that. That's the Lions pick. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you sell your soul.
yeah, they certainly did. Hey, it worked. They got the Super Bowl. I would
It
die for
did.
one right now.
It did. It did. For now. Damn it. Um. All right. Do you
Okay.
have any? Do you have anything else? Or
No,
no, really.
that's all for burning hot takes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is perfectly. That's perfectly fair. Now, and I know you probably weren't ready for this one. Now's our next fancy segment for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Where in this segment we kind of like we think about this past week in football generally, and anything that stands out to you that was really good, sort of bad, or my God, what the hell just happened? So what's good? What would be good for you? Anything? Maybe
What's
nothing. Maybe nothing was good.
good? What's good? What's good? Staying alive in fantasy playoffs.
I mean that could be it.
That is always good. Um, yeah, I think that'd be my good, is staying
All
alive
right.
in fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, that's good. That's a
Um,
very important. I mean, we can touch on that a little bit too, but yeah,
mhm.
no, that's big. A lot of playoffs are starting this week and next week, because there's that added uh, week in the season. So
um,
yeah, yeah, that
seeing seeing those seeing those later round picks that you hold on to work out for you coming up. You know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
those are always nice. The bad, let's see, bad. Just the Houston Texans.
Yeah. All right. We'll go
Oh,
my
you
good
you got your
first.
good.
Yeah, we'll go
Yes.
my good first. My good is yeah, I watched short clips on Twitter of the pocket that Joe Burrow had to pass in, and being a Bengals fan for the last 30 plus years and watching quarterbacks get hit every 2, 3 plays, it was nice to see, him have time to throw. So that to me was good. It seemed like this is a very expensive offensive line that they have now, and it took probably this. Honestly, it probably took up to their bye week to start actually gelling together, because a lot of these guys were really they were run blockers first, and run blocking and pass blocking is as silly as it sounds are very different. um, but the Bengals want to be generally a passing offense, so it took some time for them to get it, but I think they finally got a groove. So that was nice to see.
I did. Okay, another good
Yeah, sure.
is I like the way that Fields has been progressing the last half of this season. I know this past Sunday looked good and then it was bad, but again, he's a rookie, or not a rookie, but pretty much, actually having a shot to be a rookie and do what he needs to do was actually this year, because last year they totally just hurt his chances, and this year they kind of started off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they didn't help him out with any offense, but I like to see him progressing the way he is. That's awesome. So that's a good for this
All right, nice.
half.
What was your bad?
The I could go so many ways here. There's a lot
Never.
of
There's
bad
an ugly
going on.
section too, but what was
Oh,
bad?
okay.
Like,
Bad. Ah, there's always the injuries that happen seemingly every week to an astronomical amount that just never happened in the past. Yeah, and
it's
then
that turf, man. The
oof.
turf.
And then there's the Houston Texans. That's bad. They're very very bad,
They are bad.
and I don't see any glimmering hope of light for them. At least with
No,
my
no.
Bears,
I
at least with
mean,
my Bears, there's a glimmering hope of Justin Fields. All that cap space
there's all that
that's
cap
coming up.
space, and maybe they'll find a receiver next year,
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
kind of. My bad would probably. Trying to say this bad or ugly. Mm, well, yeah, we can say this is bad. That's fine. Is really the excuse me, is the Saints. What the
Mm.
hell? What were they doing? Like, if they if they got that first down, they would have won. But what's his name? Their running back, not Kamara. Was it Kamara?
Ingram.
It was Ingram. He ran out of bounds a yard short for
Mm.
no reason other than not wanting to get hit. Like, dude, what are you
Well,
doing?
well, if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but he's actually likely out for the rest of the season. He's actually injured and playing injured in that game. But he
So he
probably
so
didn't.
wait,
He
so
was
he played
probably.
injured the whole game and then he
I
couldn't go
don't
three
know.
more feet.
I don't know. I don't know when he hurt himself, but maybe he was so thinking about not getting hit that last thing, he didn't think about how far he had to go. I don't know.
Like it's when he ran off the sideline, it's like he realized what he did because you saw
Hmm.
him like, and maybe he could have been in pain. It was hard to tell, but he went out of bounds a yard short from the marker, and then he like flipped the ball and he just like looked at the ground, and then they lost. And my friend Andy Dalton is like 0 for like 20 on in night games, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he definitely is. It has been helping them. Just not a very good team.
He has, but yeah, they're not. Remember when Michael Thomas was like, the first receiver off the draft board in fantasy? And then one day it stopped.
Oh. And
Um,
I hate to say because I have him in Dynasty, but Alvin Kamara is starting to show his age. I think a little bit too.
he is. I mean,
Usage
running
too.
backs have a very short shelf life. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's just the nature of their position. What's the ugly, or was were the Texans your ugly?
Ugly? Oh
Was it
no,
just
the
the
Texans
Texans?
are my bad.
Okay. So what's
Ugly?
worse than the Texans?
The Indianapolis, because they're the ones that made the Dallas, right? I it was so bad I turned it off like early. Oh my god, it was so bad. Yeah, the Colts are that was so ugly. 54-19. How can you even like show your face in public for
That was bad. Like, and
it's
who like
ugly?
the under over for that game was like 42 or something.
Oh god, I don't even know. It was just bad
It was bad.
and ugly.
It was both.
Yeah. How about you? What's your ugly?
Um, my ugly this week is might sound shocking is really like the Titans. I feel like the
Mm.
Titans for a long time. They were always like almost good, but there was always like two or three things wrong with them. And for whatever reason, for the last, Lord, I don't know, how long have they been around? When did they go to that Super Bowl? That was like what,
I don't know.
2002 against the Rams?
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's a long
It
time
was,
ago.
right? But I'm saying since then, that was a really good Super Bowl, by the way. And it ended with the last play with them being like 2 yards short of a
Oh
touchdown to
yeah.
win.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was an amazing finish.
That
But
was that Dyson.
yes, exactly.
Dyson just
Yep. He
tackled
was
at the
just,
one.
yep, yep. Um, but like since then, they've always been kind of good. But then there was like always two or three
Problem
things happen where they just can't get over themselves.
problem with this team is they only can go as far as Henry will take them. And
That's right.
after
And
that
they,
injury last year,
yep.
he came back and he started doing some, but I think I don't know if it's just not the conditioning because he had a rehab or something, but he's slowing down recently, or they're able to just focus on him completely, and maybe before he was able to pull through it, but
Yeah.
them focusing on him, they're not getting vintage Henry. So you're saying it.
Yeah, I mean he's always good to break off like one or two long runs still. But yeah, ever since that injury last season, and like I've mentioned before, like once a player gets hurt, but especially like a running back, they're never really the same. Look at Dak for not Dak. Well, him too, but Zeke, same thing. Since he got hurt and then since he had COVID, he is not the same running back he was like 3 seasons ago at
I
all.
mean, look at that. He was here's Derrick Henry. He's like 114, 102, 128. He had the 219 game, 115, and then it goes, 53, 87, 38,
Mm-hmm.
30. I mean, something's happening.
And they've never actually. How long has Derrick Henry been playing for them?
A few years, quite a few years.
Yeah,
They
and
had, they had,
they're really not a passing team.
oh God, I'm trying to think. I can't even think of his now. But
Let's see.
it was him and one other person that shared. And when Derrick Henry finally got his shot to be the lead back, that's when he showed that he could do it. It was him and is it
The guy.
Lewis?
Oh, so he.
Was it him and Lewis? I can't even remember anymore.
Honestly don't. He was drafted in. He started in 2016.
Was it?
Yep. 2020 he had 2,000 yards rushing, and then 2021 he got hurt. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something with the Titans. Maybe they should go back to being the Oilers. I don't know. It's kind of funny, like the because of that, people were saying like they should go back to the AFC North, which I never really understood why the Oilers were in the AFC North, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, that was the good, bad, and ugly, and you know we'll see what happens this coming week in week what is this, week 14? Yeah, 14. Because I'm
Hmm.
sure there will be worse.
Oh yeah.
Um, so now it's time for Sean to play America's favorite game. So Sean, this week Sean gets to guess on the games. So as I mentioned before, games that are over 50 points, you want to kind of target for DFS fantasy. Games that are under 40 points, you kind of like, nah, maybe not.
All
Maybe
right,
not.
all right. Well, good thing I haven't looked at the lines yet this year.
Nope, nope.
So
So
it's a good.
let me just double check the count here. So there are one. Scroll. There are two games over 50, and there are for the under. That's one.
Games over 50. All right, let me get the.
And
Just
there are
pulling up.
two
Just pull up the
games.
schedule. Just
Yep,
pull
feel
up the
free.
schedule.
Feel
Not
free.
looking up at any of the. Is this including Thursday, or is this also only Sunday?
Is Thursday through Monday.
Thursday through Monday. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Full schedule. So there are
What's the Thursday
two
game?
games over 50, and there are two games
That's not over 50. So,
under 40. And because you are a special guest, I will give you one extra strike. So you have three strikes. Well,
okay.
four technically now, but to pick. So would you like to start with the overs or the unders?
I think the overs are going to be a little easier.
Okay.
How many overs are there?
There
Over
are two.
50?
Two.
Over 52. Okay. Okay. I think this is pretty easy.
Okay.
I think it's gonna take something where both teams are gonna be just one. I think, and both defenses are kind of eh. I'm gonna go by good old NFC North. I'm gonna go with the Vikings and the Lions. Two really good offenses, two suspect defenses.
All right, let me scroll here. And you are correct. That is a 51 and a half. Good job.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
job.
Okay.
All right. What is the other over 50 game?
Um, over
Mmm.
50.
Tricky.
Uh, we're definitely not going Bucks 49ers on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot. I mean, if the Cowboys do what they did against the Colts, against the Texans, they can score 50 themselves.
True.
That's
True.
an interesting one. I bet the Texans are. I can't go with that because the Texans are going to score diddly on that. Oof,
Mm-hmm.
this is interesting. I think I'm gonna have to go all the way
Mm-hmm.
to what seems to be an exciting Monday night game. I think I'm gonna go Chargers Dolphins. Again,
All right.
two good offenses, but their defenses are meh.
Okay, let's scroll here. Go away, pop-up window. Let's see. You are correct. That is a
Nice.
52. 52.
Nice. Yeah, those were
Very
easier
good.
than
Very
what the
good.
under might be.
So now you
The
have
unders.
all your strikes, and there are two games under 40.
Ooh, two games under 40. Okay, okay. All my strikes.
Mm-hmm. And you have four.
Under 40.
Yep. For everyone wondering, I am looking at Caesar's Sportsbook for these numbers. Just throwing it
Jesus.
out there.
Okay, all
Not to
right.
tell Sean like where to look, but I'm just
I'm
saying.
not looking at. I'm just got the schedule up. Just got the schedule up. Um, gonna have to say, as bad as good as the 49ers defense is, and as bad as the Bucks have been, even though you kind of think of the Bucks as a prolific offense. Basically, this year
At one
it's not
time.
worked as well. Yeah, this year it's not worked as well. And the 49ers with two broken quarterbacks, that's got to be one of them. Got to be the Bucks 49ers. Got to be under.
Um, you are correct again, sir. That is a 37.
Nice, nice,
37.
nice.
But now, can he get the last one? I mean, it might be a little
Under
tricky.
40.
Maybe not. Under 40. Yep.
Think even though the Jets have a good defense, those are still a very good offense. And I think the Jets can actually score some points here against the secondary of the Bills. Mr. Magic Mike White out there. I'm gonna say that's over 40, so I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna go with
go
that.
under 40.
Yeah,
Under.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I know, I know.
Oh, you're
I'm
thinking out
thinking.
loud. Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I'm just
Gotcha.
thinking out loud, just
Gotcha.
talking
Okay.
out loud.
Okay. I thought that was your
Can through
guess.
the
Gotcha.
process. No, no. Bengals, Browns. Bengals are gonna score too much for that to be under 40. Cowboys, Texans, definitely. Eagles are gonna score. Yeah, that's gonna be over 40. Ravers, even Steelers. That's possible. Oof. Jags, Titans. That's possible. These Broncos, no. Panthers, Seahawks. Ooh, that's possible too. There's a couple possible ones there.
There are.
Yeah.
That there are.
Panthers, Seahawks is possible. Jags, Titans, Ravens, Steelers. That's where I'm leaning. Those three games for this one
Okay.
shot.
All right.
Um, let's go. Oof.
Tough one, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with the team we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the Jags are a little banged up. Trevor Lawrence, right? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go with Titans Jags.
Titans, Jags. I am sorry. That is incorrect. That game is a
Ah,
41. Close.
oh my God.
Close. Foul ball.
Almost perfect too. Almost perfect. All right, then you know what? I'm gonna go with the other with the broken quarterback.
Okay.
Um, the Ravens Steelers.
Oops. All right. Steelers Ravens. You are correct. That is a
Ah,
37. Good
dang it.
job. Only used
Yeah, okay.
one.
Yeah.
You only used your one special strike. You had three left. Very good. Good job.
Wow. So, looking at those games, it was kind of easy to deduce which ones were. I mean, 31 that was really close to 40, and so
Yeah. And then you know what? I'm surprised you didn't take my default team every week is picking the Chiefs. Denver
What
at
for
the
the over?
Chiefs. Yeah. Denver at the Chiefs is a 43 because Denver is not good. It's really
The defense is okay.
their defense is okay. Their offense is not so
Hmm
much.
hmm
Do you know because of that trade with the Rams, not trade, the acquisition that the Rams had with Baker? Do you know on Christmas Day you are going to be able to watch Russell Wilson versus Baker Mayfield? Aren't you
That
happy?
is
Does that
so
make you happy?
exciting. Oh my god. NFL is cringing right now when they made that. Like it was so promising, and now it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean last February that seemed like a good idea.
Hmm
Now, not so much. Not so much.
No, not so much.
Um, we're gonna do the metric next, but because we have time, before
Okay.
we get into that, so two things. One is I'm throwing it out there into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I randomly share these with Sean on Sundays. I am going to win a crazy parlay.
Ah, yes.
Like ones that like the one that's like plus 50,000, whatever the hell. Because I keep getting one or two picks close, like away
I
from it,
mean,
and it's driving me
basically,
insane. So I'm
basically,
gonna
you
do it.
lost the 21,000 plus 21,000 parlay
Yep.
because Lamar got hurt, pretty much.
Yes, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Another one
That was
that
a
I
12 pick parlay, guys. 12
yes,
pick.
yes it was. Another one I did an 11 pick one and I lost because Tooney didn't score a touchdown, and that was like 11 picks. So I'm throwing out there in the universe. I'm gonna win one of those. God damn it. But another thing I'm gonna throw out there
Um,
is that
I am not that adventurous, guys. My
listen,
parlays are 3
those giant
or
parlays,
4.
you don't have to bet a lot to win a lot because they're so insane. But
You're right. You're right. But do
I
you want to keep on
saw,
losing that dollar? I don't know.
yeah, listen, I spent more on beer that I didn't like. So in my brain, it makes sense.
Hmm
But another thing, I saw someone who did the same kind of thing. I don't know who it was, just some posted on Instagram. Uh they did a crazy parlay, and then if you do touchdown, picking people who score touchdowns or two touchdowns in a
Touchdown.
game, that jacks up your odds by a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
That's the one thing you can't predict.
no,
Really. I mean, it's pretty
that's
much
like it's like picking
coin
lotto
flip.
numbers at that point.
Yeah, the touchdown part. I mean, you can for people that are interested in those kind of sport book kind of
Adventurous
things.
parlays.
Those parlays. If you try to say this guy's gonna score a touchdown, this guy, you get prepared to lose more often.
Yes,
You might get rewarded more, but you're
yes.
gonna lose more often.
You're gonna lose more often,
Way
and
to
then
go.
it's gonna sting more when you lose by one pick, though.
No,
That's
yeah.
all.
The way to go if you want to just kind of just keep winning more. I mean, not a lot more. You're not going to win a lot because the odds go down with this, but if you pick more of yardage, usage,
Mm-hmm.
receptions,
Mm-hmm.
um, yardage, you can win on that a lot more than you can
Yes.
on
Touchdowns.
touchdowns and these crazy other things.
Oh yeah,
Um,
but
if you're looking to kind of do a parlay where you can kind of triple your money that you've put into it, those are the ones that you kind of you could just do a three leg and do three different yardage totals or receptions
mm-hmm.
those together, and you can still triple
Yeah,
money
yeah, and it's
you put
easier
in.
too if you only do that. Like if you bet on like do a parlay on one game, not like crazy
Mhm.
things I do where I'm like
Same
picking
game parlay. That's the ones
I'm
I really
picking
do.
like stuff from six different games. But
Mhm.
But it's
But you could
going.
also do it. You could also do it in multi. If they
You could.
you could do it in multi games. If you do it based on the usage of people and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
Like, Garrett Wilson is a perfect, I think, person to use kind of like with those reception totals.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially if you get to change, and do an alternative instead of the over under, might lower or increase your odds
Mm-hmm.
depending on how many receptions you do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a safer kind of way to go. I mean, he's been they've been feeding him the ball, especially with Mike White. So kind of those kind of things. Go
Yeah.
ahead, your crazy parlays.
Oh yeah. Sorry. No. No. But on Instagram, I saw someone did this crazy like, and I saw this on. I think it was like at 6 o'clock. Same kind of they did the same kind of thing I did, where you like just pick crazy things from like all different games.
They're
They
based
hit.
on
Yep.
they're based on research and knowledge of what you
They
think is going to
are.
happen. So yeah.
Yeah. So they hit on everything. I don't have it in front of me because I don't remember what they picked, but they hit on everything, and they had one thing left. All right, they
Mm,
had one thing left for the Tampa Bay New Orleans game, and you know what they
mm.
picked? Do you know what they picked?
Oh
And I would
God.
never ever pick this in my entire life. You know what they
Uh,
picked?
I have no
They
idea.
picked Mike Evans to score a touchdown.
Mike
And
Evans.
do you know what happened? Mike Evans
Uh,
dropped a pass in the end zone.
oh,
They lost. They lost out on like $32,000.
because Mike Evans has
Never,
stone hands.
never ever bet on Mike Evans. Sorry, just saying it. There you go, saying it. And we still do have a little bit extra time. But is there anyone? Because you are Mister Season Long, Mister Redraft. Um,
Okay.
is there anyone for people who are in their playoffs? Is there any
Mhm.
one or two players that you think people should pick up?
Um, I mean, waivers already went through this week. I mean, it's so volatile now. Because every week you have to be. I mean, to make it this far, you already know if you're in the playoffs or you're almost in that playoff spot, you already know you have to stay on top of those waivers and get those people that are now,
Hmm.
um, but have a significant role. You can't get the guy that's just they had 1 week of and they did this and then they do nothing. You have to know that they're going to have a significant role. Pacheco, I mean, earlier, obviously not now because he's gone by now. People like that. Ah, people to pick up now. I mean, recently I had picked up. If he's still available, I don't know if he is. I doubt it. The guy from oh my goodness, the running
Guy from
back
the team
for
who did the
the
stuff.
Jets.
Zonovan,
Uh,
Zonovan Knight.
yes, Zonovan Knight, if he's available, come up. I know Michael Carter might be back, but chances are that Knight is going to have a significant role. If you're desperate or not even desperate, but if you need someone at running back, he'd be someone to pick up. Um, Tight end is a cesspool, but
It is.
there's no one to pick. I mean, but if people had dropped him, they had a week off. If Hunter Henry's
Yeah.
out there, I think he's gonna have a role to play in these last couple of weeks. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hunter Henry is a guy to pick up for your tight end if you're desperate there. Um, Waller after this week he might be back. So if someone was
Can I just say
crazy
I don't
enough
know
to
what
drop him,
Seattle is doing. Seattle has like four running backs, and they're all broken in some capacity. And I don't
guy.
know who's going to start
So
this
if
week.
if if um Walker isn't back,
There's like Homer, and then there's someone else.
it's
Dallas.
it's gonna be Homer. If it's not Walker, it's Homer. Alice is hurt too. I think he might actually even be worse off than um um
That guy.
Yeah, he might be worse off than um,
Homer or Walker?
Walker. Sorry. So, um,
Do you know I like
yeah,
to?
that's
You
it.
know who
Who it
I would
is.
pick up? And
Which
now
one?
that because Elijah Mitchell is out. Christian McCaffrey is a starting running back in San Francisco, and Jordan Mason is his backup right now. And we all love Christian McCaffrey here, but we also all know that he gets hurt on a regular basis. So with that, I would probably, if you can, if you, especially if you have McCaffrey, you should definitely stash Jordan Mason somewhere,
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
like, do you think it's worth picking up Herbert on your Bears at all? Because he's still broken, right?
Still broken. Oh,
You,
Herbert. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I don't see it. I don't. Even if to come back, uh, mm,
because I think he's supposed to be back
Montgomery
in
is.
two. I think he's supposed to be back in 2 weeks.
Mm,
But then by then is the
it's
your
it's gonna be
fantasy
it's gonna be
championships.
it's pretty much gonna be Montgomery, Ebner, and Herbert, and let's not forget Fields running. I mean, he's the main rusher, pretty much.
Yep. Yep. Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, it's on to the blah, blah blah blah. It's on to the metric. That Britt
Okay.
kindly put together for us, even though he was not here this week. So this is where we look at. That's the wrong window, computer. Thank you. Yeah, this is where we look at value and see where we can find value in lineups.
The
Um,
only one other thing is
yes,
because we
sure.
went through tight end and running back.
We did. Any
Um,
receivers you can think of?
a receiver, Hunter Renfro's coming back, so if he's available
Oh, there you
somehow,
go. Good one.
um, you know, that's about it I can think of. I mean, yeah, I mean, wide receiver is going to be kind of missed too. So, and um,
I
quarterback
mean, I
for the
feel like
Ravens.
quarterback, you really should just stream one, depending
If
who
you're
they're
short, yeah,
playing.
if you need somebody, I don't know, because someone's off for Baltimore, been a guy to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
because Lamar's going to be
as
out.
far as yeah, there you go. That's my analysis right there. One
Perfect.
from each position there.
Okay, so now we're going to look at the metric here and see if we can find some DFS value. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the metric this week decided to say, you know what? I really like Mac Jones this week.
No,
No, because Arizona's defense is good.
good enough.
Mac Jones might have a tantrum on the field, and no, and I think they're playing Monday night, right? So you would
Mm.
have to play a full slate, kind of thing for that.
Is it Monday night?
I think they're playing Monday night. I think they're Sunday night.
Oh no, it's the Dolphins Chargers Monday night.
Oh, no, I thought they were playing a night game. Anyway, regardless, I'm probably not going to pick Mac Jones, even though he's $5,100. Next on the list is Daniel Jones, playing Philadelphia at he's 50. He's
Mm.
slated to have 17.2 points at $5,400, but he's Daniel Jones and he's playing the Eagles. And I still don't know who Daniel Jones has anyone to throw to. Really? Um, and then the third person down is Tyler Huntley, who Sean just mentioned, playing Pittsburgh, 5,500, slated for 17.4 points.
Hmm.
I don't.
I would consider going there.
All right, all right.
I
For
would
me,
consider going
probably for
there.
price and who they're playing.
Hmm.
You know what? And this is Sinch is gonna crash his truck when he hears this name. I would not be against starting Jared Goff playing
There's my
Minnesota.
other one.
He's
Yep.
$5,600, and
Hmm.
Detroit's offense is starting to work. So I kind of like Goff this week. Who is there? Anyone you particularly
I,
like?
I was thinking very much so those two options of Huntley and Golf. If we're going in that price range of between 5,000 and the 600.
Mm-hmm.
5,700, or 6,000, somewhere around there. I would say those seem like pretty good bets.
All right.
The next person down, Kenny Pickett. I don't like that against.
Now, then again, then it starts to get pricey with like Cousins and even Geno Smith is like 6,200. Probably is gonna have a good game, but a little pricey for if you're looking for value at DFS. Um, but let's see what running back has to offer. So I kind of agree a little bit more with the metric on this running back list.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got
Yep.
cut off for a second. I don't know
What
what
happened?
happened.
What'd you do? You
No,
there?
no, it said we were disconnected.
Oh, no, we're
I,
still here. I still hear you.
did you hear everything I said about Derek Carr?
Um, I heard you say Derek Carr and his price, but that's all I
Okay.
heard. Don't worry, folks.
Okay.
We'll try to find Sean a new computer at Christmas.
Boom. There you go. Um,
So running
Derek
backs.
Carr.
Yeah.
Yes,
What do you
running
want to say
backs.
about? Is there anything in particular you want to say about Derek
Nope.
Carr?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
That price range, it's he's a viable option. That's it.
Okay, that's fair. Running backs. Running backs. I agree with this list a little bit more. Right now the metric has as its top value pick as Zonovan Knight of the Jets playing Buffalo. He's slated for 13.8 points and his salary is $5,100. The next two people down are Miles Sanders. He's slated for 16.4 and with a salary of 6,200. And then the third person down is Radamore Stevenson at 6,600, slated for 16.8 points. Value, see, and then, you know
And I
what?
know we've already talked about Jared Goff, but I like
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift at this price point.
Yep, he
Um,
is $5,800 and he's slated for 13.9 points. I'm not against that pick. I'm not
mhm.
against that. I
But you
do
have to be
like,
careful if you're doing. I know Swift is the pass catcher, but
yeah.
just be if you're doing golf, do you want to do Swift as well? Yeah,
I mean, you
you
could
never
make
know.
a stack. You could.
You
I mean,
could, you
it
could,
works.
because he is a pass catching back. You could do the stack there.
That's right. Probably a running back. The most I would spend this week if I had to pick would probably be Tony Pollard playing Houston at $6,700 because
Hmm.
Dallas is they're gonna score a
Definitely.
lot. They're gonna score a lot, and Pollard is probably gonna play a lot. So I do
Hmm.
like that.
And
That
again, I like his because Ezekiel Elliott is a couple of spots higher than him,
mm-hmm.
but I in only $300 cheaper. I would go with Pollard over
Nice.
Elliott.
That makes
Oh.
sense. I mean, if you want to go super duper cheap, um, James
James
Cook
Cook. That's
is
that's a
he
that's a
looks
dart throw. I think.
it is, you know what, if you're playing a
I don't know.
tournament and James Cook is only
Yeah,
$4,600, that's not I wouldn't be against that move.
if they want to really rest Singletary for the playoffs,
Yeah.
and
I
they're
mean
going to use
that's
Cook for
that's
a
what
little
happens
bit
this
more
time of
right
year.
now.
When you get
Yep.
into week 14 plus, like teams that are in contention are going to not let their starters play full games if they're especially if it doesn't affect like their positioning in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're going to take them out like probably after halftime. So
Yep.
all right, so on to receivers. So I looked at this list and I looked at the first name, and I was like, who the hell is Kendall Hinton?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he plays for Denver. He's he's
Yep.
$3,400.
That's
He's
because
the
everyone's broken out
It's
there
because everyone is
in Denver.
broken, but the problem with Denver is their offense is inept.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I
But
mean,
they're gonna have to throw a lot, and
they're
who's
going
gonna
to
catch
have
the
to against
ball?
Kansas City, and
Especially when they're down by
by
45
like
points.
at least. See, I was gonna be nice and say like 24, but yeah. Um,
Oh,
he's $3,400 at slated for 10.2 points. So I mean, someone's gonna.
that's
Sean's
very good
right.
value.
Sean's right. Someone's gonna have to catch the ball there.
Mhm.
Next on the list, he is super expensive because
Wait,
he
wait.
has finally remembered how to play football. Is Devontae Adams? He's slated for
Mm.
26 points, but he is almost $9,000 at eighty nine hundred
And
dollars, and that's a
but
lot.
if you're saving money at other positions,
Hmm.
that's a way you can do a chalk play and still get value.
That is
Oh,
true.
wait a minute.
True.
Also, wait a minute.
Oh, yep. Oh,
Oh
he opened
yeah.
another beer. What are you drinking now?
I am drinking Trick or Treat. I know, it's way past Halloween. Trick or Treat by Evil Genius, the chocolate pumpkin porter.
Ooh, have you had that before?
I have not. I think you gave this to me actually.
Did I? I don't know.
Oh, and
You
that
know what?
is really good. I like
Wait,
that
what's
a
the name of it
lot.
again?
Trick
Did I
or
give you?
Treat, Evil Genius, chocolate pumpkin
Oh,
porter.
yes, I did give you that one.
That is yummy.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's got that porter
Mm-hmm.
feel to it
Mm-hmm.
with like a pumpkin pie spice to it. So
Nice.
it's got a nice combination there of like coffee, dark porter kind of thing with the pumpkin pie spice. I like it.
Nice. Um, so going back to receivers, sidetracked by beer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so if like we were talking about before, with a Detroit stack, Josh Reynolds right now is the number
Mm,
two receiver, and he's only $3,400.
yeah.
Not bad if you want to try to do a stack.
Mm-hmm.
Amon Ra St. Brown. You can definitely do that, but he is $7,800. He's slated for
Mm-hmm.
20.8 points. So you can do that, but it's gonna be pricey. Gonna be
Yep,
pricey
you're
if you
gonna have
want to
to
do that
find the
stack.
value somewhere else. So if you want to go that way, you got to find the value.
Mm-hmm.
Another person I like down here.
Anyone?
Again,
Personally,
I'm gonna
I
yeah.
like Garrett Wilson at
You're highlighting
$5,900.
him. Yep.
Yep. Is there anyone else that you like this week?
Um, if they go back to um Davis Mills,
And they are.
don't so that it's official. I'm sorry, I did not know that.
Yep, it's official. He is starting this
Okay,
week,
I
as of
do
right
kind
now,
of like
anyway.
Nico Collins just because they're gonna have to pass a lot and, against that Dallas defense. That's gonna be, or their offense is gonna be. So Houston's gonna have to throw, and Nico Collins is the best receiver there. I kind of like that for 4,400
Mm-hmm.
for a
Even
value
though he's gonna
receiver.
probably play against Diggs, you're okay with that?
Um,
That's my only problem with that.
yeah. I see your point there, but yeah. I mean, if you're a value guy, I don't mind it.
All right. No, that's perfect. That's perfectly fair.
He gets they get one broken play with 4,400.
Mm-hmm.
He's already made value.
No, that's true. Uh, and for and for really who I'm looking at, like Garrett Wilson, for the love of God, if the Jets receivers can just catch balls, because the Jets, just really quick, the Jets losing last week had nothing to do with Mike White. It had to do with the Jets receivers deciding to just not catch. There was at least six or eight, maybe even eight passes that they dropped. Like, you get paid millions of dollars and the ball hits you in the hands, you should catch it. Just saying.
All right,
Um,
I
yeah.
pride myself on knowing people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but can we go with the Trent Sherfield?
Uh,
Really?
he plays for Miami.
$3,400, 9 points is projected. Okay. I mean,
He's the other
whew,
receiver in Miami.
other than Waddle and
That's
St.
because
Brown,
he had a touchdown last
or not
week.
St. Brown, oh my God, Hill.
Hill and Waddell.
Yeah.
He had a touchdown last week,
Mm.
randomly. So yeah. And really, who?
Okay.
If you really quick too, if you look at the Giants, who the hell is Richie James? He
James.
sounds he sounds like he should be like in a rock band.
Oh god.
So yeah.
Rick
So
James.
exactly. So tight end, tight
Oh boy.
ends again. Like I say
Hmm.
every week, it don't spend more than $3,000 on the tight end. There's
Okay.
no. That's how I feel. Um,
Okay.
I just feel you get more out of like a receiver running back than you do out of a tight end.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know if
that's
I'd
me.
go quite that low at tight end, but I agree with going low.
Low.
I
Okay,
like
so what's your low? So for example, like Mark
probably
Andrews.
3,500
Okay, all right. So like
most times.
Mark Andrews is 6,500. I would not
Yeah.
spend
No.
that on Mark Andrews for no.
No.
But Cade Otton, who
I
I
yeah.
did
I
a
like.
prop bet to score a touchdown the other day. Who didn't? He is $2,800.
Wait, wait. And how did okay? Just so you guys know, we among the podcasters group here, we
Yeah.
do a friendly a little bet of single game captain, things
Yes.
um games. So I won it by having Kate Otten as my captain
Did
because
you?
I could have him cheap and then put in a bunch of really higher priced guys, and it paid off for me having him in and
Oh yeah, look at that. You
as
did.
my captain. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
I was able to have was it
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Brady
He did have a
and
touchdown.
good
He did have a touchdown.
yep, Brady and Godwin and Rashid White and
Yep. Oh, that's
um
I'm sorry. I had that reversed. I did a prop bet where Olive, Olive,
Olave.
Olave, sorry, terrible
Hmm.
names, and Otten both had touchdowns, and Otten did, and
Oh,
Yeah, him did not.
Olave. Yep.
So yeah. Um, but yeah, tight ends. So Cade is the number one pick in the metric. He's $2,800, slated for 7.9 points. I'm okay with
I
that.
I think yeah. I mean I know he also likes Mike Evans in the red zone, but Brady likes his. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but Mike, um, Brady also likes his tight ends in the end zone, and again, if Wade isn't playing, Otten is the way to go.
Sorry.
I know, you're going with the
Wording,
old
phrasing,
joke, tight end
phrasing,
end zone. I know,
phrasing.
love
Um,
those tight ends in the end zone. Dulcich I like as well.
mhm.
Um, and there's that Hunter Henry suggestion I made. Next guy down.
Yep, he's thirty two
If you're
hundred
looking
dollars.
for a guy, so that's a good play. Noah Font is starting to become relevant.
Is he again?
Um,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
though?
is the
After how Denver is, I bet he's happy he's not there.
but there's the guy. There's where I'd go. Maybe Foster Moreau, but not Chizum Okinawa, whatever that guy is in Tennessee. I don't know. I wouldn't go there.
No, and then
Or Austin Hooper.
definitely not Austin Hooper, and definitely not Gerald Everett. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, so there's that, and then I mean,
If you want to go Bellinger, maybe.
I mean, someone has to catch in New York. He's
Mm.
3,300. Slated for 7.6 points, so I mean, it's possible. It's possible. And then finally, our last stop, as always, is defense. Normally, we just say to pick one because, well, just pick one. as much as
Yeah.
as much as I don't want to pick them because of just personal reasons.
Mhm.
The Steelers playing Baltimore with Baltimore playing with a bunch of backups. I do like Baltimore's defense this week at $2,800.
Eh.
Um, if we go down the list, the metric has the Dolphins listed first against the Chargers.
No.
I'm
I
not
don't see that
crazy
working.
about that. Next is the Panthers playing Seattle. No,
Could
they're
could work.
2,200. And then next two down are the Jets
I don't
playing
like
Buffalo
that either.
25, and the Broncos playing the Chiefs are
I don't like that one
2300.
either.
So I
I
stop at the
mean,
Steelers, who are 2800. That's probably the most I'm gonna spend. Who do you like?
from
See,
this list,
yes, from this list.
um,
We don't have another list.
I like Carolina. I think Carolina for 2200 versus
Really,
Seattle.
against the Geno machine?
Yes, I like that better than the Dolphins against the Chargers and that's against Buffalo and Denver versus Kansas City. I mean, Pittsburgh is a definite. I mean, yeah, I know Baltimore. Yeah, it doesn't have its players, but oh,
I mean, how do you feel about the Buccaneers playing the 49ers, who are broken?
yeah, it's gonna be a low-scoring game, so you could go either way. I mean, obviously, San Francisco's gonna be a lot more expensive, but yeah, I mean, I can see it.
All
I
right,
mean, truthfully, San Francisco's only $300 more. I
that
mean,
is
it's not
true.
that. I mean, if you have the money, go for it. Go for San Francisco, but
That's true. That is true. Um. So
that's
yeah.
where I'm going.
So yeah, that's the metric, and we're sadly out of time.
Oh,
Down, 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 down.
season long, guys. Playoff push.
That's right.
Stay vigilant.
Wait.
Um,
Is this your final thought? Because
maybe
I was
it
about to
might be.
ask you what it was.
Yeah. This
So,
is
well,
where
okay,
yeah
we'll
we're
just
have
go.
to
All
go.
right, all right. Okay, so Sean, what's your
Is there
final
anything else
thought?
before final thought? Anything else before final thoughts?
um, no, that's I was pretty much gonna ask you what your final thought was.
All right. Um, yeah, season long, guys. This is it. This is the if you've got 1 or 2 weeks left, this is it. Hopefully, you're fighting for that playoff spot. You're already in, which is great. If you, obviously you're streaming defenses, don't mind looking ahead. Pick up that team that's got a soft schedule. If you're fighting, you got to worry about this week. You've already made it. Look ahead. If you're fighting for that playoff spot this week, you got to look for this now. Don't look for the playoffs. You haven't made it yet. Um, I'm going that philosophy myself. There's a couple teams, that haven't made it yet. I'm not worried about what their schedule is in 15 and 16, 17. I'm looking for 14. At that, obviously, it might be too late because this waivers have already processed, but um, worry about that next week. Always stay vigilant, um, and good luck. If I don't, if I'm not on again, good luck in those playoffs.
Oh, you'll be here again.
It's the most wonderful time of year, right?
Exactly.
Other than the draft.
Other than the draft, yes. um. For me, my thing is remember to check your lineups if you're in the playoffs for season long, because in my work league, and I was talking to Sean about this before. In my work league, I had people who were playing at 4 o'clock, and didn't know if they were gonna play. And I woke up, I'm like, let me check later because when people are playing, I might be able to put them in. And then I remembered at 4:30, so I lost that game by like 15 points, and the person who I had on my bench had like 20 points. So remember to check your lineups, and if you do that and say, "Well, this person's playing later, I need to check later," just put a reminder on your phone. Don't assume you're going to remember because you probably won't. So really, that's my final thought for this week. But yeah, and Sean, thank you for joining me this week. I appreciate it.
No
We
problem.
appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And then you know what? Anyone listening, if you like what you hear, you can leave us a review on iTunes. We really don't use Twitter that much since Twitter kind of melted. But yeah. But yeah, the biggest thing is leaving us a review wherever you
Uh,
listen to. Definitely on iTunes, reviews matter the most. Or you can always find us at fignutsdfs, excuse me, .com, or you can even email us at fignutsdfs@gmail.com.
Any
So with that,
questions you have, guys, about your leagues,
yeah,
or anything, just give us an email. We have done it before. We'll always willing to answer any questions you have, even if myself or the other contributors that are not Craig and Britt, um, we contribute to because they ask us our opinions on it too. So
we do on a daily
we'll,
basis.
yeah.
So yeah, please feel free to reach out. We appreciate it.
And hi, Deb.
See that? He beat me to it. Sean
Ah,
remembered.
I gotta do it.
And thank you again for joining us. This has been another episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. And I'm Craig.
And I'm Sean.
And again, this is the Football Fignuts podcast. Bye.
Win that chip.